Well, good morning. We're here for our weekly Board Commissioners meeting. It is Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. We're here in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street, Northeast Salem. As always, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you will join us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, as I told Brenda, thank you, Brenda, this morning, it's a good day in the neighborhood. It's good to be here. We have some good presentations this morning. We'll start off with our wildfire recovery update, if Scott wants to get us going here.
Okay.
Good morning, Scott.
And there's nobody signed up for public comment.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Nobody signed up for public comment. Thank you. Keep me on task.
Okay, status report number 8, Scott McClure, Long-Term Disaster Recovery Manager. And we'll click on 12 months in now. So actually we'll go to the building permits. Yeah, nice bump from last time we had a report, another 20 permits are out. So as we go through, we got Mill City, Marion County side 9, Mill City Lynn side 2, Gates on the Marion side 31, Gates on the Lynn side 6, Detroit 62, unincorporated Marion County 128, and then unincorporated Lynn County 19.
Well, that's the microphone up closer, Scott.
Yep, you bet. Got that. So yeah, so then we're buffed about basically 35% toward the kind of rebuilding process, which is very nice. As we go to septic, which obviously leads into building permits, nice work there, about another 34 from the last report. So we have at this point Gates, Marion side 43, 8 for Lynn County Gates, Detroit 104, unincorporated Marion County 163, unincorporated Lynn County 34, and then 352 altogether, and actually 51% there. So that's even a nice leading edge there.
Just a quick question, is the percentage the total of Lynn and Marion?
Yes.
Because I know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's all total.
Destroyed?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank
Right.
you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Commissioner, for making sure that was in there. Yeah.
Then the next one, the property and hazard tree cleanup. I'll note some really good progress, up to 67%, but the reason there was progress is because we actually had people drop out of the program. So the last time we did the report, we were about 50%, and what we found out just recently from ODOT was the dashboard that everybody was using wasn't up to date. And what's happened is they had all the people that originally signed up for a right of entry permit, then a lot of people dropped off. And after talking to Brian Nicholas a little bit, they say it's really a moving target because some people go in and out. They'll sign up, say they don't want to do it, and then they decide, maybe I do want them to do it, so they'll come back in. So that one got shifted, so we're, the number of kind of cleanup actually was, it went up a little bit, but then just basically the number of people in the program went down. So we'll have to see how that all balances out over time, but they apparently had some data problems on that. Hazard tree.
Probably reasons for that, right? I mean, excuse me for interrupting.
Yeah.
But some people probably signed up and went ahead and cleaned their own, and then they don't need it, so they pull out.
Right. Yeah, or they just changed their mind at a certain point, and that's like some people are like, I'll sign up probably just to get in. Now I think I can do it. Then they look at the mechanics action. They this is going to be harder than I thought, so maybe I'll get back in the program. So.
Do we have a mechanism
Yeah.
in place to check in with those that have withdrawn to make sure their property's cleaned? I mean, they don't just feel defeated or not communicated with?
I don't know.
Could you follow
No.
up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay, then hazard tree removal. Yeah, they're still making progress, kind of slow. It'd be nice for a little bit quicker, but they're up to about 62% on the trees are going to be removed there. And then projects, lots of good activities there. Financial needs analysis, the company that's supporting Detroit and Gates, they've been helping Gates move to a new software system. So they actually need new financial software and a new utility billing system. So they've been helping them with doing demonstrations, we're taking part in the quote process, and then they're going to be a big help when you go to do the data conversion, actually shifting everything over to the new system. That's a big job, and so that'll be very helpful.
Who's leading that?
It's a company called Smith Wager Bruker.
Is it one of the consultants that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's an accounting firm.
Right, okay.
Yeah, specializes in city finances, municipal finances. Then communications, we got our Project LTD group working really hard right now. City of Gates has their first ever website, so that's actually live. They're working on the main SANTIAM recovery website, which will be taken over by the LTRG, Long-Term Recovery Group, when that's ready. And then that group is actually set up with the Long-Term Recovery Group. There's a Communications Public Relations Committee, so they're tying in with that group, so that'll be very helpful. And then we're working on the first recovery newsletter. And then around the Labor Day commemoration events, they did some boosting on social media for those events. The economic impact opportunities analysis, they're still focused on the kind of the pre-fire economic baseline. They're reviewing data from 2016 to 2019, getting that organized, getting some basic findings. I think with the theme of 2020 was a mess, they said they ran into this, is that basically all the data the state has or other folks for 2020 is just a complete mess because everything was so disrupted. You had businesses operating and then operating, income revenue flows just changing radically. So they say they're not too sure what they can even do with the 2020 figures. Then also what they're going to do to tie in with the visioning project, we're going to have a visioning project up in Detroit and Gates. That firm, actually Eco Northwest, is going to come to those meetings so they can kind of inform the economics overall perspective when they start having some of those community discussions. Then on housing, we ended up there's all these hurdles. That's kind of the common theme. We ran into one in Mill City where their new zoning code requires like a garage carport and a porch. And so we had some people that wasn't their type of house. And then so you go back to the Senate bill that said, no, we want flexibility. So Mill City hadn't had to address that yet, but we just posed the question to them. They looked at it and they said, yeah, this is fine. We'll just let the folks go through and those can be optional items down the road. So that was a nice work on the part of the city there. Then just kind of trying to deal with the housing, the data, trying to figure out, the overall damage, where the victims are, getting a better feel. We met with the Department of Human Services yesterday, or actually last week, and tried to kind of collaborate on data. What data do we have that they don't have? What data do they have that they can get to us? They're going to do a big data dump on our office, and then we're going to try to sort through that and try to tighten up some of the information we had. The health impact assessment, they've got a kind of coordination website they set up for themselves, and the OSU team is conducting informational interviews as we speak, talking to folks that have an idea of kind of various physical, environmental, and mental health aspects of the wildfire. And then the visioning plan, they're kind of compiled their first observations from community interviews. And then actually next Thursday and Friday, they'll be in Gates next Thursday on the 23rd, and then Detroit Friday on the 24th for actual community open houses. And then kind of last note that we have a special FEMA support staff assigned to us, and he's interviewing staff, kind of looking at building a nice narrative of what's happened from the initial point of the fire to where we are right now. And also helping out with the consulting firms, just kind of providing advice as they do their work. The long-term recovery group, just a couple notes there. Case managers are actually getting up to 8 at this point. 5 are funded by the state, 3 by St. Vincent de Paul. Anthony Hall's being renovated to accommodate the new staff, let alone building offices, cubicles. One they ran into is the phone lines can't accommodate that many people. So they're doing some workarounds right now, trying to sort through that. They case manage 245 families right now, still have 110 to assign that are basically in a backlog. And they're there to help any wildfire survivor with whatever they need. That's dealing with insurance issues, kind of pointing them in the right direction, FEMA claims, rebuilding process, where building permits, where to go for information, volunteer help, and down to personal needs, health and wellness issues. Pretty much anything they need, they can go to that person, and that's really the clearinghouse where they start. Where a system's working really well and it's gotten a lot tighter is the case managers now flip kind of issues to the long-term recovery group. They have an intake committee. Then that intake committee can roll it to other committees to help out with different areas. Sometimes just, can somebody help with some gas cards for folks? Other times, hey, can you get a volunteer crew that could lay a driveway for my new house? So the system's working really nice. It's gotten a lot tighter over the last few months. And then a big one for the group is they've been looking for a recovery manager. We had a temporary right now. Actually have a full-time manager coming on real shortly. That's going to be a real good person, and that's going to be nice to get somebody in there to really, right now you have volunteers trying to do everything, you know, with all their other lives and things they have going on. So this is going to be really helpful. And then a different level that'll be nice is a Catholic Community Services. They've been very active in the Canyon. And they're pulling in certified health caseworkers. And they basically focus on families. They're going to focus on students as kind of an intake. And they just really work on just family issues, dynamics, you know, basic needs, parenting skills, do they need counseling, just making the family stronger. Good service anytime, but particularly now with people that have been traumatized, you know, even more beneficial. And with that, that is the report.
Great. So I think next week we're going to see a little housing update and the projects that you're working on, Commissioner, with Matt. That's great. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's a real important thing that we share with the public as well, the progress that's being made there. I didn't get a chance because we had to cut our management update short yesterday on an other that kind of has to do, Deputy Garrett Olson and I are working on a meeting. I think our first meeting with Marion County Sheriff's Office, U.S. Forest Service, Marine Board, State Parks, Army Corps, to improve the safety of the ramps up there, the boat ramps, with the low water stuff, which is going to help, you know, because now even the ramps that when the water's up, you don't have docks to go to, and then the low water ramp. So we're pulling all those people together to see, we think that we can get some money from the Marine Board. How is it going to be maintained? Who needs to be responsible for that? So that's another little project that we just started, got together last week on, and they're starting that up. So
Is that for like the state park in Mongold?
Mongold.
Mongold,
Yeah, that's
okay.
the ramps that we're going to try to focus on, because that, I mean, like this last year, the only ramps that could be used was the state park and Mongold, because the water never got high enough for, I think, Hoover for a while. But so that's something that'll help with, in that area, with the recreation and recovery. People have more opportunities there.
Yeah, and that's a good one, just kind of even long-term, because if you know, if you do have climate change effects and that water level is going to be changing, it'd be nice to have some flexibility
And it's a real safety issue for people.
Just build in so at different levels you can still get onto the lake.
When you have Deputy Garrett Olson struggling to put his boat in and out, we have a problem. No, I'm teasing.
Well, I mean, it is true.
It is. Yeah.
I just want to make a comment. We have 51% of septic permits issued.
That's
That
huge.
means over half of the people who lost their dwellings are in the process of rebuilding and have actually gotten a permit issued from the county. That's a big milestone.
Yeah.
And
I think,
And it may be just for their RV to live in too, but eventually they'll be moving towards building a house. So 30% of the houses too.
yeah.
there's two things, Scott, if you could do in your next presentation. One is report on the number of, well, not the number, the overall dollar total. I think I forwarded you the Lynn County press release yesterday, where they've waived, I think it's about $79,000 in fees for their residents. And then I know the county is well over 200, our county is well over 200,000. If you could break that down. And then also, at the moment I'm drawing a blank on the Senate bill, but it was the one that grandfathered in the rebuild, the structural rebuild for homes at the Canyon. I had asked staff to create an FAQ because several of the cities are trying to figure out how to navigate that, as are the residents in the rural areas. If you could work, I asked Chad to focus on that with Brandon. I know folks are still trying to figure it out, and I think it'd be helpful to have just a brief report on it so folks understand what it is and who they need to navigate to if they're in the city or out of the city.
Right.
Because in some cases, it's both the county and the city. And I think that the home that you reported on in Mill City that had the garage issue was, a fix was that legislation that came through. And a lot of folks just don't really understand it.
Yeah, well, in this case, it was interesting, when it was posed to the city, they didn't know about it,
Right.
you know, until the question was posed, and they're like, okay, we'll look into this.
Yeah, so hopefully you, in your role, you can help cities
Yeah.
fully understand and embrace that bill, and build that FAQ so folks can be self-sustainable on
Yeah,
it.
we can get there, because I know the Gates in Detroit, even before the legislation, was already showing flexibility. But then, yeah, it'd be nice just to have a system. This goes back to like the case managers. if they had that list that says, where are you? Oh, you're unincorporated Marion, here's what you do.
Yeah.
You're Detroit, here's what you do.
And I know that there's some folks in Lynn County that are trying to navigate that legislation. And so I did talk to Commissioner Nyquist about it and told him that through your position, we would help put some facts together for their staff to be able to utilize.
Okay. You bet.
Great. Anything else? Scott, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. So we'll move on to our next item on our agenda. Still nobody signed up for public comment. Thank you. Our next item is a proclamation under the Board of Commissioners is to consider approval of proclamation designating the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2021 as Constitution Week in Marion County. And we have some people here from the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution, the Chemeketa chapter. So I believe we can have, are you both going to come in? Okay, so if you want to come over to the side, yep, thank you.
Thank you. I'm Day Westine. I'm the Vice Regent of Chemeketa Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. This Friday, September 17, begins the national celebration of Constitution Week. This week-long commemoration of America's most important document is one of our country's least known official observances. The tradition of celebrating Constitution Week was started many years ago by the Daughters of the American Revolution. In 1955, the DAR petitioned Congress to set aside September 17 through 23 annually to be dedicated for the observance of Constitution Week. The resolution was later adopted by the U.S. Congress and signed into public law number 915 on August 2nd, 1956 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Constitution Week is commemorated September 17 through 23. This year, we will be celebrating the 234th anniversary of our Constitution. As citizens of the United States, we all enjoy the blessings of liberty and freedom guaranteed to us by this great document. And I have a quote from Abraham Lincoln. Our safety, our liberty, depends upon preserving the Constitution of the United States as our fathers made it inviolate. The people of the United States are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. And I want to thank you for allowing us to come here and receive the proclamation from you.
Great. I'm glad to have you every year to come and do this really important proclamation and recognition. Commissioner?
Yeah, I think this is more important than ever. This last year, we've had a number of restrictions that have infringed on our constitutional rights. We were in a situation where people were prohibited from going to church, right? Which infringes on the free exercise. And the Supreme Court actually stood up and said, actually, that is unconstitutional. People have a right to go to church and exercise their religious beliefs. And then we had a situation where there was a rule that said you could only have, I think it was 5 people at your house. And that's your right to assemble peaceably. And so I think it's even more important than ever that we recommit ourselves to our foundational rights in the Constitution. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I didn't know this was a thing. I'm super excited to learn about it. I was reading up yesterday on not just a proclamation, but your organization as a whole in the community. Thanks for what you do and for being here.
Good. Commissioner, I'll let you make the motion, and then we'll read the...
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve a proclamation designating the week of September 17th through 23, 2021 as Constitution Week in Marion County.
I second the motion.
And a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Okay, you want to start us off and read the proclamation?
In the matter of observing September 17th through 23rd, 2021 as Constitution Week in Marion County, a proclamation. This matter came before the Marion County Board of Commissioners at its regularly scheduled public meeting on Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law, and
Whereas we celebrate our heritage as a country bound together by fidelity to a set of ideas and a system of governance first laid out in America's Constitution. The product of fierce debate and enduring compromise, our nation's Constitution has guided our progress from 13 to 50 United States that stretch from sea to shining sea. And
Whereas September 17, 2021 marks the 234th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas this week we reflect on the basic rights and responsibilities of citizenship, the founding documents from which they were drawn, and the extraordinary legacy of progress they have enabled. Let us forever uphold the ideals the framers enshrined in our Constitution. Let us never cease in our pursuit of the more perfect union they imagined so many years ago. And now, therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in us as commissioners for Marion County, we do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week, dated this 15th day of September 2021. We're going to have a copy of that for you. A little choked up reading the pursuit of the more perfect union these days.
it's fair,
still a work in progress.
so fair. It's been a rough year.
There's valleys and peaks of everything in life, isn't there? Struggles. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service.
I'd write it down, but that thing is empty.
That's okay. Well, we have our health department, I think, up next. Well, no, Public Works. They know how to clean things up. Yeah,
There's
Public Works.
the
Right.
container.
So
Huh?
excited to go back to work. Wahoo.
What's that?
I said I'm so excited to go back to work. Wahoo.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Our next item is under action to consider approval of an order appointing Stephen Stanton and Caitlin Wade to the Marion County Parks Commission with terms ending September 15th, 2025. Tom, you're going to come up?
Sure. I'll have the two of them take a seat
All right.
at the table. Good morning, Commissioners. How are you doing today? So we're here today to discuss the appointment of Caitlin Wade and Stephen Staten.
Introduce yourself to the record.
Oh, yes, excuse me. For the record, Tom Kissinger, Parks Program Supervisor. Here today to discuss the appointment of Caitlin Wade and Stephen Staten to the Marion County Parks Commission. Just a reminder, the Marion County Board of Commissioners formed the Marion County Parks Commission by board order on September 16th, 1958. So the anniversary is tomorrow, actually. Recently, the board approved a change to the bylaws that allowed us to expand the commission. So now we have a minimum of 7 to a maximum of 11 members. With the addition of these two, that would bring us up to 8. So we still have 3 remaining positions. Parks Commission recommends that the Board of Commissioners appoint Stephen Staten and Caitlin Ward for 4-year terms ending on September 15th, 2025. A little bit about each of them. Steve is actually a lifelong resident of Marion County and a former employee of the Marion County Sheriff's Office, where he worked as a management analyst. He has a love for the parks and wants to do what he can to help. He has a lot of experience with grants, which, as we move through this recovery process, I think will be very important, help guide us towards funding for what we want to build. And Caitlin actually works as a seasonal employee for the City of Salem Parks and the City of Kaiser, and she's worked with wildlife management at Minto Brown, which is adjacent to Viola Bend. And she is currently pursuing a degree in tourism, recreation, and adventure leadership, which I think they call TRAIL.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, which is really cool, with an emphasis in outdoor recreation at Oregon State University.
She's in.
No bees.
There you go. With that, I will turn it over to them if they have any statements they'd like to make or if you have any questions.
Be sure to introduce yourself for the record and speak into the microphone.
Okay, and do I need to push to talk or is it on all the time?
It's on all the
It's
time.
on, just pull it close. Yep.
Fantastic. Hi, Board of Commissioners. My name is Caitlin Wade. And Tom really already hit all the good stuff. Outdoor recreation management is what I'm working on. I've already taken a lot of my major classes at OSU last year via Zoom with Dr. Ashley D'Antonio, and she was my favorite. She's the only one I remember. And we talked a lot about, how to worry about impacts in parks and how to make them accessible for people. And I'm really excited to bring that education and experience to the board.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Again, my name is Steve Staten. I'll keep it short. Tom did a really great introduction already, but very much excited for the opportunity to be a part of the rebuilding process with a number of our parks and kind of keep our foot on the gas on the parks that we do have. And just want to thank you guys for the opportunity to serve Marion County and give back a little bit.
Oh, great. Hey, thank you for your service to Marion County in the past, and thank you for your service to the city of Salem. I love going from my apartment to the 3 parks that are connected up. There's some historical or interesting fact about the city of Salem's parks, from Wallace Marine all the way through Minto. East of the Mississippi, it's like what,
It's one of the biggest urban parks.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
If not the biggest.
I think it actually is the biggest
I
east
think
of
it might
Mississippi.
be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to, you walk across the street, walk across Front Street and go either west or south, east, whatever, and just enjoy a really, 4, 5, 6 mile hike or walk or whatever. So thank you for that, yeah. We do have some challenges ahead of us, as we all know, with rebuilding our parks. And every time, Tom, I drive home, drive down from Detroit this morning or up, I always look at that old railroad trail and say, boy, if we could do this would be great. So, yeah. Any questions?
No, thanks for being willing to volunteer for us.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move to approve an order appointing Stephen Staten and Caitlin Wade to the Marion County Parks Commission with terms ending September 15th, 2025.
And I second the motion.
You have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. So, we had it at Oregon State University, but we had to make it official, so you're official, right?
Oh,
You're what?
perfect.
What? You're what?
Beaver grad. He's a Beaver alumni.
What year?
2008.
If I find out that we're only recruiting beavers to this
that's
commission,
good.
I'm
No,
not
that's
going to
good.
be a happy camper. I just want you to know.
I mean, honestly. You want to be on the Parks Board? Oh.
He wanted to jump on my OSU bandwagon.
Class of 80. That tells you how old I am. Actually, it doesn't, because it took me 6 years to get through school, so.
Well, I was 1 when you
All right.
graduated.
We're
so.
not making people feel like we're encouraging people other than beavers to
No, well,
to volunteer.
And maybe they're just drawn to the fact that we are beavers.
Once again, go Warriors, go Wolves,
What are the rest?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go Ducks, go
Thank you so much.
Bearcats, go Bearcats.
There you go.
All right. Health and Human Services up next. There's Carissa. Okay, consider approval of contract for services, partnerships, and community living in the amount of $141,440 to provide pass-through state general funds for room, board, and medical services for one developmentally disabled client retroactive to July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023. Thanks.
Good morning,
Carissa,
Commissioners.
welcome.
Good morning. And for the record, Carissa Neufeld, Human Services Division Director for Marion County Health and Human Services. And as you eloquently noted, I'm here to ask for consideration of a contract with Partnerships and Community Living, Inc., in the amount of $141,440 to provide the pass-through state general funds for room, board, medical services, and one developmentally disabled individual retroactive to July 1st, 2021 through June 30, 2023. And to provide a little bit of background here, this contract relates to the intergovernmental agreement that you recently approved for developmental disability services. It's the IGA between ODHS, Oregon Department of Human Services, and Marion County for our intellectual and developmental disability services that we provide here in Marion County. We have Partnerships in Community Living is a DD licensed 24-hour residential program, and they provide obviously residential services, including the personal care, community access, assuring individuals receive medical supports and whatnot. We do have a few individuals who are in services that are not eligible for Medicaid services or Oregon Health Plan services, but that the state has determined would be at significant health and safety risk if we did not provide services to them. So they provide us with pass-through state general funds to fund the services in a residential service setting for the individual. The Partnerships in Community Living was selected by the individual 21 years ago. So Partnerships in Community Living has been providing services to this individual since approximately 2000, and the individual's been in service since 1998. And again, without these services, the individual would be at significant health and safety risk and would not be able to manage his own care.
Okay. Questions?
Yeah, I have a few. So when I was reading through the statement of work on page 10, it gives a basic breakdown of the costs, and it shows the $141,000 of the contract. But section B only tallies about $14,000 for room and board and insurance. So what's the other $127,000 for?
It's for the residential services. So we have a standardized tool that we use to assess somebody's service rate through through the state, and so that amount is set aside for the service payment based on the standardized residential rates that the state has set.
That doesn't make any sense to me. So I need you to be more
So
clear.
maybe explain what those residential
Yeah.
services are.
Yeah, that would be great.
Commissioner.
So the state has an assessment tool that we utilize to assess somebody's support needs that would be required in a residential service setting. And they have 6 tiers that are available based on a person's support needs. So there's tier 1 through tier 6, and then there's an exceptional tier 7 rate. So through the assessment tool, it aggregates the support needs and score and determines what tier an individual will be supported at any residential site. So for example, this person may be a tier 5, and then that's what every month the provider is paid based off of that tier 5 rate. They're published rates by the state.
So Carissa, I think that's understood, but if
Okay.
you're in a tier 5,
Yeah.
based on the assessment that's done, in fact,
Yes.
I've been through this with the legislature,
Mhm.
what type of, I think for commissioners, what type of services would a person at tier 5 require? I.e. somebody to come in and do this or do that, et cetera. I think that's what,
Oh, sure.
get it down to the basic service.
Sure.
Let's get into the weeds.
Okay. So somebody who is at a tier 1 rate would be somebody who is fairly independent and requires limited staff support, maybe verbal cues to remind them to brush their teeth or turn off the stove, that kind of thing. As you increase in tiers, that suggests a more significant support need for the individual. So when you get into tiers 4, 5, and 6, for example, is you may have more line of sight supervision, you may have more hands-on personal care support with brushing your teeth or showering, supervision while eating due to risks of choking or aspiration. you know, that sort of support. So the higher the tier suggests the greater staff support needed in order to meet somebody's personal care and activities of daily living.
Okay, thank you. And then my last question is, what prevents somebody from being covered by Medicare or Medicaid?
It could be that they don't have the documentation to meet the criteria for a qualified citizen or a qualified non-citizen to receive Medicaid services.
Is that the only reason?
That is the primary reason, and so we have individuals that may be from another country, may have various status that refugee status or other status that they don't have all of their documentation yet. There's certain, I'm not an expert in this, but there's certain waiting periods, for example, before you can become a qualified citizen or a qualified non-citizen to access Medicaid services. And so the court may order somebody under a civil commitment or under child welfare, guardianship. Those are circumstances where we are, the state becomes obligated to provide support to those individuals regardless of their citizen status.
Thank you.
Mhm.
How come we, and maybe this is a question for her, but why wouldn't this state agency just contract directly with the provider? Why do they go through us?
Ease.
Because it's because our staff do all the work?
Well, we are providing case management services, but it is a mechanism that they have. It's easier for them. We already have the IGA, so they just pass it through to us. It's easier, I think, from a contractual perspective, for them to just pass it through based on the county of residence for the individual.
So is there a dollar value that's taken off the top of the state dollars in order to pay for those services of the county to get the money to the provider that then eventually gets to the customer?
We aren't allowed to take any administrative fee for pass-through.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
I do. Could you just kind of give us some context on this contract? Because I don't remember voting on a contract for one person before. It just seems a little bit out of the ordinary. Is this something that we're going to see more of going forward, or what's the story here?
This is actually, I believe, has come before the board usually as a consent item, and
Correct.
has been coming.
Do you know when the last time?
It would have been about this time 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
Yeah. And we don't have many of them. I want to say we have maybe 3 or 4 of smaller, perhaps smaller amounts. So not many of them.
Okay, and for the other folks that receive services from us, because they get their services through Medicaid, they don't come before the board. Is that basically how that works?
Correct. Part of the issue is because the state has an electronic payment system, a billing system that is connected with Medicaid. The provider's not able to bill through the Medicaid payment system for the individual because the individual is not Medicaid eligible.
Got it.
So they have to pay outside of the system.
Okay.
No, good, okay,
Whose motion is this, mine?
it's yours.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract for services with Partnerships in Community Living Incorporated in the amount of $141,440 to provide pass-through state general funds for room, board, and medical services for one developmentally disabled client retroactive from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
I second the
We
motion.
have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carissa. Thanks for explaining that, so we understand. Okay, next item under Health and Human Services. consider approval of a contract for services with Bridgeway Recovery Services in the amount of $238,080 to provide dedicated counselors for drug and alcohol treatment and mental health support for participants in the Marion County Circuit Court Specialty Court Program retroactive July 1st, 21 through June 30th, 2023. Director Matthews, welcome. I never have said that before. Felt good.
I know, I was like, who are you talking to?
Does it feel like director?
I think he's an administrator.
Good morning,
actually.
commissioners.
Administrator.
I was gonna say,
Matthews.
All right.
I was gonna.
He was too polite to correct you.
Hey,
Administrator
whatever
Matthews.
rolls off the tongue in the moment. Certainly fine.
Counselor.
I mean, be careful.
Yeah, well, that's true. See, I am a duck. See, I'm representing the other side.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. It's an uphill
That's why I didn't treat you with respect.
For the record, my name is Ryan Matthews. I'm the administrator with the Health and Human Services Department. And I'm actually here representing our department in our role as the third-party administrator for the Criminal Justice Commission grants that support our 5 specialty courts here in Marion County. As the third-party administrator, we are responsible for contracting on behalf of the specialty courts and providing grant oversight and grant management for those Criminal Justice Commission grants that I know fund our specialty courts, which we are really, really proud of here in Marion County. And that's what brings me to seeking approval for a contract with Bridgeway Recovery Services in the amount of $238,080. Bridgeway Recovery Services was selected by our courts as the provider to provide mental health and addiction treatment services to those that are court-mandated participants with our specialty courts. The staff will need to be dedicated to the courts. They'll integrate with that team. They will attend court meetings. They will work very, very closely and take referrals directly from the specialty courts for those that often have co-occurring disorders. Bridgeway has been a long-term partner in our community. They collaborate well with us. They work well in terms of working with our law enforcement systems. They work with the Sheriff's Office in many different capacities. And they have a lot of experience in this field and certainly providing mental health and addiction treatment services. So I think this was a great selection and a really good fit for the specialty courts. And we're hoping to get approval today to move forward with them as the contractor on their behalf. So I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
I have none. I'm glad this is finally here. I feel like it's been in the making for weeks.
It's a process,
So,
yes.
so Ryan, maybe this is, was this the one that got held up because there was a little bit of a protest or something? Yeah.
There was. I mean,
That's
we
why
want
the
to
delay.
make sure we follow the process properly and,
Yep.
and make sure everybody had proper notice to apply and to be considered. And now we are here today with a selection that has gone through that process and that we feel comfortable with.
Yep. Okay. Commissioner, I'll take a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the contract for services with Bridgeway Recovery Services, Inc., the amount of $238,080 to provide dedicated counselors for drug and alcohol treatment and mental health support for participants of the Marion County Circuit Court Specialty Court Programs retroactive from July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
And I second the motion.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right, thanks,
Thank you,
Ryan.
Commissioners.
I'm sure the courts are thanking us today, too. All right,
I think it's my turn, right?
go right ahead.
Okay, I am going to read the calendar. Today is September 15th. It's 9 o'clock, and we just completed our board session here in the Senator Hearing Room on the first floor of 555 Court Street, Northeast in Salem. This afternoon at 1:15 p.m., we have a Board of Commissioners Chief Administrative Officer meeting with an executive session if needed pursuant to ORS 192.660 2A, B, D, E, F, H, I, located in the Commissioners Boardroom, 5th floor of this building. And that's 555 Court Street, Northeast in Salem. Tomorrow, Thursday, September 16th at 8 in the morning, we have a Salem Marion County meeting located in the Sassy Onion. That's 1244 State Street in Salem. And then tomorrow, Thursday, September 16th at 1:30 in the afternoon, we have a work session regarding the North Santiam Sewer Authority Wastewater Master Plan presentation. That's located in the Commissioner's Boardroom on the 5th floor of this building. On Monday, September 20th, we have the McLaren Golf Tournament with the Salem Area Chamber of Commerce. That's located at Illahee Hills Country Club, 3376 Country Club Drive South in Salem. On Tuesday, September 21st at 9:30 in the morning, we have management update located in the Commissioner's Boardroom. That's the 5th floor of this building. On Tuesday, September 21st at 11:30 in the morning, we toured the Homeless Navigation Center located at 1185 22nd Avenue Southeast in Salem. Then on Tuesday, September 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon, we have a work session regarding stormwater engineering standards. That's located in the Commissioner's Boardroom on the 5th floor of this building. On Tuesday, September 21st, 2:30 in the afternoon, we have a Health and Human Services Policy Meeting located in the Commissioner's Boardroom on the 5th floor of this building. On Wednesday, September 22nd at 9 in the morning, we have board session located in the Senator Hearing Room. That's this room. Again, that's the first floor of 555 Court Street Northeast in Salem. And then Wednesday, September 22nd at 1:15 in the afternoon, we have a Board of Commissioners Chief Administrative Officer meeting with an executive session if needed pursuant to ORS 192.6602 A, B, D, E, F, H, I. Located in the Commissioner's Boardroom on the 5th floor of this building. And then on Wednesday, September 22nd at 4 in the afternoon, we have a FEMA briefing for local officials, which is a virtual meeting, but we will be in the Commissioner's Boardroom on the 5th floor of this building.
All right, thank you. All right, any updates? Anybody want to chat?
We're supposed to have a huge rain event this weekend. It starts on Friday. And I think Salem area is projected to get like 2 inches of rain. And there's conversations around the wildfire impacted areas, woody debris, flooding, and, water slides. So be prepared. If you don't know what to do to be prepared, look to the Marion County Public Works Emergency Management website. There's sandbag locations around the county. Even if there's flooding in your area, you can go take your own bags and get sand. Just be diligent if you're out driving. Remember that when there's a lot of rain that hasn't been here for a while, the roads are slick. So.
We need that moisture for that fire up in the bowl.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the rain. I'm just anxious because we haven't had what's projected this kind of rain since the wildfire. I think there was one storm maybe in the winter that they were worried about. But I'm worried about slides at the canyon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just be diligent and cautious and pay attention. If you're going to drive through the SANTIAM Pass, maybe check your weather apps and the highway apps to make sure it's safe to pass.
Good.
Yeah, they're still working on trees this morning. Wasn't too bad of a backup, but we're going to town. And it was a beautiful, I was sharing before you got here, it was a beautiful night up there. Clear as skies, not a cloud or smoke in the sky when I got home. But the moon ruined it.
How does that happen?
Well, at nighttime you go out and you're looking at the stars and you're going, where's this light coming from? And I found it was like a searchlight. It was the moon. Yeah, so, but then this morning, then it's overcast, a little smoky. But with that rains, we're gonna have to put up with some of the landslides and all that, but we sure need it to help put out some of these fires.
Yeah.
Or slow them down at least.
Yeah.
All right, anything else? If nothing else?
Oktoberfest is this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice
it
rainy
starts
weekend for
tomorrow.
Oktoberfest.
There we go.
Oh, that's interesting. That's too bad for them, but,
People are still gonna go. There's tents, it'll be fine.
yeah.
It's Oregon.
All right, we will adjourn.